Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of Cauca in Colombia. Now, I'll say right off the bat, researching this place was pretty tough because just to the north here is Valle de Cauca, where you can find Cali and other more prominent places than here. So typing in Cauca on Google or any kind of search brought up a lot of this place. So, not a lot of this place. So I'm doing my best with what I got, but just that out of the way. This department has two main regions, and first one is the Pacific coastline, where it's pretty low-lying oceanfront basin area, and the rest is very mountainous. The Andes slice through this department, creating all kinds of beautiful valleys and things. Heading into the valleys up here, but we're not talking about that tonight. This is kind of where the Andes ends and the three-forked mountain range going through Colombia starts to begin. You can see right here it says Cordillera Central, cutting through there. There's all kinds of letters going through here that are all different mountain ranges. So it's very, very mountainous, very beautiful. Lots of volcanoes, which is pretty neat, and lots of beautiful Paramo landscape, which is something that only exists in this part of Colombia and a little bit into Ecuador, where there's something about when the mountains hit a certain elevation, a lot of the regular trees and things you find in mountains stop that tree line, and above that is a whole other different type of tree line where plants grow that look like they're from another planet. And it's very beautiful, and I love the Paramo. Could look at them all day long, and now it's a bucket list to come to Colombia and visit a Paramo. So we'll look at those on Google Earth. Going into history, there was indigenous culture here. There is indigenous culture here still. But when the Spanish arrived to establish this town that today is called Popayan, which is the capital of the department, they found evidence that indigenous people lived here, but they were no longer there. And I'll show you the big mound that they built that's in the middle of this city. There are other pretty neat areas around that were built long ago, some of which were still being used by indigenous peoples at that time, but now are no longer used. And one of them is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Let me pull that up real quick. There we go. And it is the National Archaeological Park of Tierra Adentro. Several monumental statues of human figures can be seen in the park, which also contains many hypogeia dating from the 6th to the 10th century. These huge underground tombs, which some burial chambers are up to 12 meters wide, are decorated with motifs that reproduce the internal decor of homes of the period. They reveal the societal complexity and cultural wealth of a pre-Hispanic society in the northern Andes. So yeah, a lot of the early peoples here, we don't know anything about them except for what they left behind. We don't know what they were called. We don't know what languages they spoke. But look at these beautiful tombs. This is like Egypt level tombs, right? Look at the incredible art that they left in these underground tombs. Some pottery there. Look how amazing. There's some good pictures on Google Earth that we'll look at of this site. But yeah, it reminded me of like Egyptian Valley of the Kings stuff. Like it's absolutely beautiful. So Wikipedia said these were in use until the 16th century, but that's still kind of pre-Spanish arrival. The Spanish kind of came into this area at the tail end of the 16th century. But UNESCO said 6th to 10th century, so maybe they were still visited by indigenous peoples until a certain period. But that's when the what did they call it? The hypogia are from. Pretty interesting. So yeah, there was a very large, thriving indigenous community that came and went before they made contact with any other groups. Pretty fascinating. But yeah, the Spanish came in, founded little towns around, built churches and things. And this was a very quiet corner of a very loud country in history. The name Cauca has been used quite a bit. When Colombia was part of Gran Colombia, which consisted of Venezuela, Ecuador, and Panama, as well as Colombia, the Cauca, I guess it was the department, consisted of pretty much this entire coastline. And then at one point when Colombia became the United States of Colombia, this entire southern region was Cauca State. They were making states. But that was not to last either. Colombia's gone through a lot of political changes, and that's putting that lightly. There were many earthquakes in this department that were quite devastating, but the biggest and most recent one happened on March 31st, 1983, when many parts of Popayan were destroyed in that big quake. So again, it's very volcanic, very mountainous, which equals lots of earthquakes. But that's pretty much all that I got for you for this area of Colombia. You guys know I love Colombia. If you're a regular viewer, it's just one of the countries that has my whole heart. There's quite a few. Colombia's definitely one of them. I think it's such a beautiful country. But, it does have its dark side like many other countries do. I did read about that there's been some violence occurring in the area from organized groups, if you know what I mean. That these groups are heavily impacting the indigenous communities, which are very small and very underfunded. And when the area is dangerous to visit, they get even less funding. So there's kind of a ripple effect of that. But that was after me digging through a lot of results. So hopefully that is not a regular occurrence in this part of Colombia. I know in some parts it is, but I hope it's not here because it's very beautiful, very rugged and rural, and it's sad because areas like that attract people like that because they can easily hide, easily transport things, if you know what I mean, things that aren't friendly on YouTube. But I hope that the people here are living peaceful, happy lives. That's all that I could want for everyone around the world. But with that being said, why don't we grab the tablet again and take a look at this area on Google Earth? There's some interesting things to see. Let's check it out. All right, here we are in Cauca Department. So listen, real quick, as I'm filming this, it's almost 6 in the morning when I'm filming this, and we have brand new neighbors, and one of them leaves for work at 6 in the morning. So I just saw them go to their car and turn it on. I'm like, oh, I'll wait till they leave to film. But then they got out with their motor running, and I'm not about to sit here and wait. So you're probably gonna hear a car go by in a moment. But I also realized it's recycling day, and the recycling trucks are about to come out. They usually come out between 6 and 7. So we gotta get this rolling, is what I'm trying to say. Let's zoom out so you can see exactly where we are in the world. Here's beautiful Colombia. I love this country. Look at the big Amazon being super green. The mountains forking off here, creating the beautiful Cordilleras. The coastline, all of it is wonderful. And there's Cauca. Down in the southern areas, kind of near Ecuador. Oh, I didn't notice before that this island was included. Let's go look at Gorgona Island. Is there anything here? This did not come up in my research at all. There's a beach. Okay, now I think they're leaving. Okay, they've left. Their car isn't that loud, but I wasn't about to wait for them. It's very deserted here. Very pretty. What is this? What do you think that means? What the? Wow, this is kind of neat. Like, look at all this stuff. Looks like there's a little guest house there. There's monkeys. That's cool. You know, how come no one mentioned this island when I was researching? I just now noticed this. There's a statue. Like a Virgin Mary statue. And beautiful, beautiful coastline. Look how vivid that photo is. Well, there's an island associated with this department. That's pretty neat. So here's the coastline. As you can see, it is quite swampy, right? Very wet. Not quite like the beach. Like there's beaches, but they're not, you know, let's go swimming get our beach towels and umbrellas, you know. It's very swampy. But like I said, this landscape drastically changes once we hit all of these mountains. There's this wonderful national park, Monchique, 30 streams and rivers and 40 waterfalls. And of course, it's a beautiful paradise. There's one of the waterfalls. All of this, I guess it's in like a rainforest. Like it's not in the Amazon. We're a little bits away from the Amazon, but it definitely looks like a rainforest, doesn't it? It looks like the Amazon. Big weather station up there. Precarious bridge. Look at that waterfall. That is very pretty. Looks like some farming areas around here. Oh my gosh, look at this little community in the mountains. You know, life is simple and nice there. Everyone's out doing something. Looks like there's some kind of sport happening, but I'm not sure what. Alright, let's look at Popayan. Now, I'm going to do something a little different, because normally I just show you slideshows. We're going to go to the main park, just right here. And actually, I'm going to put on Street View, because this is known as the White City. And you can't really tell from above why it's called that. So let's take a look down at street level at all of the beautiful, just blindingly white buildings here. Pretty much every like major building is bright white. Let's look at another one, like right here. See, like they all have brown roofs, so you can't tell, but very, very white buildings. And it's very pretty. Very fancy. So that is why it's nicknamed the White City. Stop. No, thank you. Where are we going? Oh. We're here. This place isn't that nice. But look, the buildings are still all white. Let's get out of here. Alright. Oh, I promised you a hill, which is actually technically a pyramid over here. Put it in 3D. So this is not a natural hill or mountain. This is man-made. This was made by the original indigenous inhabitants of what's now Popayan. And they made this. We don't know why. I guess we can guess how, but like, I wonder if we dug into it, you get to burial sites or something. But yeah, pre-Columbian period, approximately between 1600 and 500 BCE. Isn't that incredible? It looks like people like to climb up it and look at the views. There's statues up there. They're very heavily graffitied, which is a little sad. Little churches up here, little pathways to explore up here. It's pretty neat. And yeah, this is a man-made hill which is still enjoyed today by everyone, I suppose. Got all kinds of pretty flower decor up here. Pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, this pyramid is man-made. It is not a natural hill. I wonder how they figured that out. There's also this big hill with the 3 crosses. And lo and behold, there are 3 crosses on this hill. Would you believe? It's shocking. Look at the puppies. Oh, so cute. But yeah, those are some of the major sites around here. Around Popayan. Oh, do you see all this brown? That is Paramo. Let's go look. Let's go look. This is a volcano. Volcan. Look at that crater. Oh, that is very pronounced. Oh, what a pretty volcano. It's all dusted with snow. There's a frailejones. Mushrooms, that's cute. Beautiful lake up here. But yeah, you can see some Paramo right there. We're gonna go look at the actual Paramo. Let's see. I found a few slideshows that were labeled Paramo, but of course I don't remember where they were. Oh look, there's Valle de los Frailejones. Excellent. Yes, yes. This, oh my gosh. So these are the Frailejones. These are actually trees. I found that out from one of you guys the first time I talked about Paramo. I was like, look at these cacti. And one of you was like, they're not actually cacti, they're trees. And that just made me even more fascinated. And then I started researching the Paramo. Now I'm obsessed with it. I'm super obsessed with it now. Absolutely beautiful. Well, there's a silver spring. I wouldn't go in that hot spring. That doesn't look like it's safe to chill out in. Look how tall this one is. Amazing. I love the Paramo. Just because it's so unique. You can't find this anywhere else. Just Colombia and some parts of northern Ecuador. Pretty great. Some waterfalls there. Let's see. Oh, see, Paramo de Gabriel Lopez. This is Gabriel's Paramo, you guys. Amazing. I'm sorry, I'm not. Whoa, that's a great photo. We're not just gonna look at Paramos. This will be the last one, but how often can I talk about Paramos on here? Only when I'm talking about beautiful Colombia. That would be me, my little tent, waking up in the Paramo, being like, yeah. It also kind of reminds me of Joshua Tree, because it's also like this very barren landscape, and then these weird trees sticking out all over the place. I think that's the only kind of place you can compare a Paramo to, is Joshua Tree in California. Alright, I'm going to show you that UNESCO site. Whoa. What was that? That was a cat jumping off of something. I'm sorry. Made me jump. But first, I have to remember where it is. And now the cats are making noise. I don't know what they've gotten into. What is crinkling? What are they? Oh, snap. That's right. I dropped one piece of paper before I started filming. And now there's a cat playing on it, I guess. The one piece of paper that I dropped. So enjoy the crinkle sounds like. Alright, let me reorient myself here. Make sure I'm still facing the right way. There we go. That will help, surely. There's Popayan, and then I have to go over here and find the town that it's near. And I thought it was nearby. Goodness, cat is just destroying this piece of paper. Enjoy the crinkles, everyone. Brought to you by whichever cat that is. I don't even know which cat it is because it's dark in here. Oh. Let me see. Tell me how when I rehearsed this I found it no problem, and then when I'm filming I can't remember where it is. Maybe it's over here. I know it's over here somewhere. I did reorient myself. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Over here. There's some ecotourism. That's pretty great. How come when I rehearsed this, I did this no problem? But now that I'm filming, I forgot where this is. Come on. There's Totoro. Wait. Side quest. Totoro. I want to see Totoro. Amazing. Of course, I'm thinking of the movie My Neighbor Totoro, which is one of my favorite movies. Like If You Cry Every Time. I sure do. I cry like a baby when I watch that movie. Go up here. Maybe it's just farther than I remember. Holy moly. So the thing is, I can never remember the name of the town, but I can recognize it when I see it. So I can't even, like, type it. Oh, goodness gracious. I did reorient. And it was in that. Make sure that, yeah, there's Colombia. There's Popayan, and it was up here. I swear it was. We're going to find this. We're going to get to the bottom of this. We are going to find it. Maybe it's just further north. This town started with an I, so it's kind of easy to see. Also, this is for all of you that are like, I love when you get lost and you just wander around and ramble, so enjoy. It annoys me. Los Tigres. Oh my goodness, I've really lost it. I knew exactly where it was a minute ago. I swear I did. Maybe it's down here. There's lots of pretty sights to see. There's all kinds of sights to see, as always. I encourage you to explore this area for yourself. Maybe you'll be able to find the site. No problem. Lagoons. What's in this museum? Casa Payan? What is that? Whoa! What? This house is looking at me. What's happening here? What is all this? What could this be? It's selling something in little bottles. Pretty flowers. Some indigenous clothing there. What is this? That's kind of ominous. I don't know if I would go in that house. It's staring at me. I'm very upset that I don't remember where this town was, and I literally, just before filming this, made sure I knew where it was specifically so I wouldn't get lost on Google Earth. And now here I am lost on Google Earth. I'm about to snap. Like, it's one thing just getting lost. It's another when I practiced and was like, okay, here it is. Just so I won't get lost. And then I get lost anyway. It was near Popayan. I swear it was. Maybe it's closer than I remember. Not so far off. But I feel like I've looked at this spot over and over again. And like, maybe if I just keep looking, it'll appear. My goodness. Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up because we can't spend this whole video trying to find this site, even though it's really cool. 1 second. Alright, I'm back. You guys ready for this? It's over here. Oh boy. And there it is. Well, I'm glad I looked it up because I would have spent forever on this side of this mountain looking for it. Look at this. Amazing. Look at the face right there. And then here's some of the statues that have been found. Let's see, look at that view. That's beautiful. Pottery. So another tomb here. I also read that everything was grave robbed at some point by question mark. I guess there's enough evidence to tell that like people came in here and stole the stuff out of it. So maybe it was like an Egyptian tomb that it was full of stuff, but now we'll never know. I think there was a little museum over here too. Maybe it's one of these slideshows where you can see more of these statues that have been found. But I'm just so obsessed. See, look at this. Look, oh, that's amazing. I love the artwork. And this is all underground as well. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Look at this little guy. It's so cute. Look. It's so compact. Very nice statues. And yeah, it's a culture that we don't know why. Well, they did this because this was a burial site, but we don't know much about these people, only from what they left behind, which is that they made really cute statues and really elaborate tombs underground. Isn't that amazing? All right, well, I think I'm going to end it there. There's a lot more sites to see. I think this volcano is pretty cool, if I recall. Yeah, this volcano's cool. We'll end it here. Is this? Yeah, that's the one. Google Earth crashed. Oh my goodness. Why? This is just not my night. All I need is the recycling truck to come by. Alright, we're back. Let's look at this cool mountain before I end the video. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this style of content, please consider subscribing. Next, we're going to go to Sao Tome and Principe, and it's probably going to be a tablet-only episode because the sights to see are fascinating, and I'm going to focus on that. We're going to see one of my favorite mountains in the whole wide world on Sao Tome. You haven't seen anything like it. If you haven't seen it before, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you've never seen anything like this. I promise you. And I can't say anything because it'll spoil it. We're also going to see where the equator passes through Sao Tome, which for geography nerds like me, that's a great time. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Shout out to all my Colombian viewers. Drop a comment. I always love to hear from you guys. See, look at it smoking. I hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational. And I hope that you have a good night. There's a hot spring right here. I've learned the word for hot spring. Let's take a look. Whoa. Very nice. What is that? Oh, that's someone underwater. Okay. Good night. Good night.